Okay guys, welcome back. We're working on the 59 a little bit today, so what I'm trying to do is I've got a new windshield for her, and we're gonna see if we can't get her buttoned up with the new windshield today. So first is the brackets, and we're gonna have to see if we can get those set up. Let's see. A long and a short. So the brackets are going to go in here like so. Oop. And even though this is the wrong front end, I think it's actually going to be okay. So we're going to start with these. So these brackets hold the windshield. And I did buy a new windshield. I forget the name right offhand, but it's the Repop's original looking windshield, beaded windshield that this bike would have had originally. So it'll detract from the front end being the wrong front end. I don't know. I like the big wide nacelle anyway. It's kind of a neat look, even though that would have been a 1960 and this is 1959. So here's what we're trying to do, is just make it a little cleaner looking machine, which it's kind of neat. It all works, it all runs. The wiring's not the best. I mean, it needs some help, but it's going to work out all right. Now over on this side, I have the brackets that hold the marking lights. Unfortunately, this one has been augered out, so it's a 5/16 bolt in this bottom hole instead of a 3/8. So I am going to have to open this up just a little bit here to get the bolt to go through that. So I'm going to shut down the audio or the video. I'm going to run out to the drill press, open this up a little bit, and then I'll get back to you and we'll see if we can't get that windshield on this beautiful machine. Stay tuned. Okay, so we're back at it. I just had to open this hole up just a little bit for this windshield bracket. Get my stool here. Felt like I was going all the way down to nowhere land. So let's get this started, and then we gotta bolt the spacer up here off camera. So I'm trying to incorporate or indoctrinate, I guess. The old lady's gonna start doing the filming for me, and I'm gonna continue doing filming like this. But the transition is gonna be a little weird, having lost Jonathan, who basically is a good buddy of mine, and he's moved to the Philippines. It was his whole idea to even start this Hobson's Choice Harleys. And here we are a year and a half into it, and it's actually been a really good deal. You know, we're getting monetized, which is okay. It's not a big deal, but it's kind of fun. I enjoy it. I'm learning a lot. I'm networking a lot, selling a lot of parts, and all of that's thanks to you guys and your viewership, which I appreciate so much. You'll never know. Okay, so I'm gonna roll the bars towards you guys a little bit and see if I can get this to line up. Having trouble with this top bolt lining up. And it's funny, like any old bike, this thing's got so many mismatched parts and bolts and screws that nothing's the same. So in these 4 bolts, I've got 5 different sizes of stuff. Nut heads, I got 1/2 inch, I've got 9/16, and I've got 1 Allen head here, which I don't know which flavor it is, but so at some point I'll dress all this up and get it right. And I'm going to put that Softail front end on it anyway. But I don't want to mess any of this up. This is a running bike. I don't need to mechanically do anything to it. So I'm trying just to dress it up a little and just have it as a rider for now. So what I'm having trouble with is the nacelle's cocked in there a little bit. So I'm not sure what's going on there. So the nacelle basically wraps around the trees, and there is a hole in that tree that holds the nacelle on and also holds the top bracket. So it's this top bolt I'm messing with is not lining up on this side. Trouble is I don't want to strip it. I just want to get it started. Best laid plans of mice and men, you know? And unfortunately, I'm going at it blind. You can't see where the alignment's off. Of course, the other side went right in. Okay, so we've been playing with this. I had to redo some bolt stuff over here. So these two arms were actually shimmed out like this. So I had to bring them back in where it would fit. So now we're going to see if we can't set this windshield in place. So before I get too far, I am going to need some more flat washers. We got nuts. We got locking nuts, which is even better. So we're going to hopefully get this installed without scratching it up. Oh, stretch. They're adjustable to a point vertically. You can only go up or down with them. So I'm going to try and just get a couple of these started, and then we'll see how she looks. All right. So that's not too shabby. And then height-wise, we could go a little higher. I'm going to look at the one on the blue Panhead, see how high she is. Yeah, so we're going to go right down on the nacelle right there. Tough part is going to be getting down in here and getting the bolt. There we go. Kind of cool. So I bought this online, this windshield. And it's a National. That was the name I couldn't remember. So it's a National, which makes all the repops Harley style with the bead and the red insert. But unfortunately, it didn't come with the brackets that go from the windshield to the nacelle, those ones we were fighting with. So luckily, just happenstance, I was looking through some other stuff I had laying around, and I did have an old windshield that had the right bracketry. So kind of nice. Oops, having all these parts, a lot of times it saves you from having to buy parts, which is always a good deal. Okay, so old brackets reused, and I was able to put them on the wire brush and clean everything up. All new fasteners, all new washers, and actually she looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to tighten her down. Let me make sure left to right. Yeah, it looks good. So we're going to see if we can't tighten this stuff down. Oops, and then maybe we'll see if she'll kick. It's 42 degrees here today, which I don't know where you're at in your part of the world, but here that's cold. And she hadn't been started in a few days, but I've had this bike now for about 3 weeks. And once I figured out the sequence, which you old guys that drive the old vintage stuff like this, you know, every bike has her sequence on when she'll start or how she'll start. And I've got this one about figured out. It's funny, when the guy brought her to me and we traded the 49 Cervicar, made a liar out of me a little bit because she's always been a 2-kick bike. And of course, with the guy here to trade, it took me 20 kicks to get her to fire. But she fired and ran good. And same thing with him. He said that he had only had the bike. It was a friend of his bikes, and he had only had it a couple weeks, but said it fired for him every time with, you know, do half retard, choke it, kick it twice, and then turn the key on and she'll fire right up. Well, that day, I sat out there for 2 hours messing with that. We kicked and kicked and kicked and kicked and flooded it and shut her down, and no matter what we do, finally got her started. And then ever since then, she has fired really pretty easily. So it's funny, these old girls definitely have a personality. And I think sometimes the personality is figuring out who the new owner is and if she's going to play well with the new owner. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Sorry to put my back to you guys. So that's the thing. I'm going to have the wife come out and help film, because Jonathan was always a godsend about walking around, getting good camera angles. When I'm doing the filming, I just stick the thing on the tripod, and what you get is what you get. So we're going to try and keep this channel alive. We're going to try and keep it interesting and keep putting out good quality content, and hope you guys like it and keep watching. Okay, there we go. One installed windshield with the sticker on it. She's straight-ish. Considering this is a newer style front end that doesn't have cowbells, this brake, actually this lower leg is a reverse leg. It should be over on this side. So I think this is actually a soft tail or maybe an FX front end. And even the nacelle isn't mounted correctly. So someday we'll mess with that. But for today, we got the windshield on. She looks good. Let me get the camera and see if we can get you a better view. Hold on just a sec here. Okay, so there's the view from the front. Windshield really made her look a lot nicer. Looks good. So we're going to go ahead and wipe her down, clean her up, and then I'm going to give her a couple kicks and see what she does. Stay tuned, guys. All right, guys, so she's for sure going to make a liar out of me today. So we got the new windshield on. Looks good. Dresses her up. So here we are, hands on pipes, cold, hands on everything. She's cold. It's 44 degrees now here in Albuquerque. So we're going to see if she'll make a liar out of me. So we're going to turn on some fuel. We're going to retard her a little bit. Give her a squish or two. And let's see. She either going to start for me? Probably not. It's on film, but we'll see. So give her a couple dry kicks. Let her know she's loved and she wants to run. Okay, so one key on. That wasn't the one. That wasn't the one. Come on, Rosie. In case you guys haven't met, this is Rosie. Swear, guys, she's a 2-kick bike if you're not watching me. So now I'm just rolling a few kicks just to dry her out because I've got her flooded. These old bikes flood real easy. Let's retard her a little bit. Turn on the gas. All right, she's running. I got a mic on. I don't know if you can hear me or not. But that's Rosie. Welcome to the stable, Rosie. All right, there's our new sweetheart. That's Rosie. 59. So fine. FL Panhead with her new windshield. She is definitely a beaut, and she likes to run. She's actually in very good company out here. Next to, we think it's going to be Goldilocks. We're not sure on the knuckle. definitely this is Belle. So we got Rosie, we got Belle, and our beloved Frankie. So some vintage bikes. We still got the old shovel over there to go through. We got the knuckle to build, and then we've got the newer bikes up front that are daily riders. So every day is a blessing here at Hobson's Choice Harleys. Keep watching, guys. Kickstart that like button. Thank you. Bye.